Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. It's time.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for Wrestling with Toxicity. I am your host, Super Beard Vince Hoover, joined as always by Super Bro, aka the Booker Jason Hoover, and we are getting ready for Halloween Havoc Night 2 for NXT, arguably the greatest wrestling show on TV today.
In our humble opinion.
Jacob, how's it going? Welcome back over on TikTok, which, by the way, as we start the show, don't forget, do all the social media stuff. If you're on Twitch, hit that follow button. If you're feeling ever so generous, you can subscribe for just $5 a month. It helps the channel out greatly. Or you can use your Amazon Prime subscription, make Jeffrey Bezos pay for it, stick it to the billionaires. NXT is kicking off right with an Ecto-1 driving up from Ghostbusters. Also, quick reminder, Geeky Kitchen will be doing the final night of the Ghostbusters cookbook tomorrow night. As we cap off this happy Halloween to everybody. Porch, how's it going? Night 2, yeet. Shotzi and Scarlett showing up in sexy Ghostbuster outfits.
Oh, music's so good.
Also, if you're on YouTube, hit that like button, hit subscribe, notification bell so you know every time we go live. If you're on Facebook, hit that like button, share it with your friends, all that fun jazz. And of course, on TikTok, if you're watching us on TikTok with the live stream, please hit that follow button. Greatly appreciate it. Share it with your friends. Get it out there. And thumb that screen a whole bunch of times. Send a bunch of likes our way. Just because I'm greedy for likes.
More likes you give us, folks, the more likely we are to get out to other people new and improved.
Also, I want to give a quick disclaimer. Yesterday I was going to do the Monday Night Raw watch along, but for those who don't know, I suffer from severe insomnia, and I had not slept since Friday. I ended up passing out Monday night before Raw went live, so I missed the Raw completely and had to watch highlights at 1 o'clock this morning when I woke back up. So, sorry about that, guys. I apologize. I will try to be better about Mondays and Fridays in making sure I'm here on TikTok. But sometimes my body will just give out, and I can't do much about that. So, I apologize.
Tozawa taking the trophy. Doing a lot of shoulder Jade, too.
Oh, they're doing the highlights, and that's a big highlight. From night 1.
Bo, thanks.
Bo, welcome back. Welcome back. Also, if you're on Twitch, you can hit !merch or !discord. They will get you the links to both our merch page, which I'm wearing one of the OG classic Geeks and Noobs shirts in our burnt orange. Nathan, how's it going, brother?
Hey.
Also, you can join our Discord. We actually had a very interesting day last Thursday with the early release of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. We watched that together on TikTok and everywhere else. We will start doing what's called Full Circle Cinema, where we'll watch old, shitty movies and kind of MST3K roast them. But also with other stuff like the Five Nights at Freddy movies, when other movies come out and stuff like that we kind of want to like dissect and go along with, we will do those as well.
And those will be a TikTok, TikTok exclusive.
TikTok exclusives, yes. But as it is, NXT is getting ready to start right now.
Two-night event comes to an end with 3 championship matches. This is Halloween Havoc. And we're kicking things off with a team coming in with a lot of momentum.
Speaking of the Creed brothers, made their main roster debut against the Alpha Academy in what was a really, really good match.
Yeah, they killed it. Killed it last night on Raw. Got to watch the highlights. They did get a big
Yes,
win, big victory, and they showcased. Like, I think the Alpha Academy was arguably the best team to put them in there with.
yeah.
The New Day would have been great as well, but because of Otis's size and the skill that Chad Gable has, they were the best choice, I feel, to put the Creed brothers in there with. So you could really showcase the power and the ability and everything with the Creed brothers, and they killed it. And I've been saying it for months. These guys are main roster ready, and now they're there. So Creed brothers deserve it, absolutely. Papa H is gonna take all this amazing tag team wrestling. Yeah, getting the Creed brothers on the main roster is huge, just because it's sorely needed. Ooh. Angel and Umberto with some Day of the Dead wear. I really like those masks.
Good masks. Like, where are those on Shop WWE? Now, there is a chance the Creed brothers lose this match because they are going up to the main roster. However, I would like to see them win.
From the Alpha Academy, the Creed still riding high after their shocking win 24 hours ago on Raw.
As I said it once, I said it again. This team is a generational tag team thing. Once they figure this thing out, they
Porch said there's no tag matches for Crown Jewel. Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Agreed. But let's look at it this way. Since there are no tag team matches, this is a renaissance. This is the start of the renaissance of the tag team division for WWE.
Yeah, that's kind of how I look at it too. Like, the tag team situation is still kind of in flux, and I think that after, because you got to remember too, you also have one half of the tag team champions in a match with Cody Rhodes. So
yes.
Tables to come into play. And look at the Creeds, they feel cheated by Carrillo and Garza.
they should be, and right now they got a chance to take out.
Ooh. Bo, thank you for following over on Twitch. You got yourself a dancing penguin.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, I feel like the tag division, it's been in flux for a while. You've got, like I said, one half of your tag team champions in a singles match. I think now you got the Creed brothers up there. Pretty Deadly's back from injury over on SmackDown. You can start to get it back to something, and there's also talk of a new set of tag belts coming.
Yes.
So you can set up all kinds of stuff to kind of, like he said, a renaissance of the tag division. The last few months, they're done being materialistic, and they're bringing the pain here tonight.
I think it's just letting things integrated like Triple H has been trying to do. Yeah. Splitting the belts would be nice. I agree.
Agreed.
And I think you know, by adding the Creed brothers, you have, the ability to maybe do that. Maybe bring up one or more team. Or maybe just solidify one or two more teams on the main roster.
Ooh. Well, and honestly, I think they should split the tag team belts
Jesus
anyway.
Christ. Woo!
Yeah, I think you should split the tag team belts anyways, because that way you've got more possibility of the brand warfare, the split roster, and people have more reason to fight over something,
The only downside to split tag belts is that your pay-per-views are going to end up getting long again. Because then you could end up having 2 tag team championship matches on top of your 2 women's championship matches, on top of your 2 world championship matches, on top of a United States championship match, on top of an intercontinental title match. And you need to make sure you're also not having a pay-per-view that's nothing but titles every single time. You need to have other feuds that don't involve titles. So the downside to having that many, to making it a tag belt per brand, is that you could end up overflowing or you're going to end up having belts not defended, which also sucks.
Right. But then again, there's a chance if WWE wanted to, they could go, okay, so these 5 pay-per-views are strictly Raw. These 5 pay-per-views are strictly SmackDown. WrestleMania and Survivor Series are or Royal Rumble. One of those, one of them are your mashup.
Oh no!
Or
No! Oh! Oh! He hit the edge of the ladder. That had to suck so bad.
Wait a minute again. What's on the mind of Garza? Again.
Oh!
Don't miss a second.
Wow. Oh, wow.
I have been by your side from the moment we met.
this is an amazing match.
Jesus.
And to yeah.
Whew. My whole body hurts right now. Oh.
Oh, look at the back. Look at the back. When it comes to I keep
Oh, that had to knock the wind out of him. Look at it hit just below the shoulder blade. Oh God.
that's almost a kidney shot.
He was supposed to land on it flat and they overshot and
Oh,
oh God.
relax. Come on, breathe.
I'm having almost like PTSD flashbacks. I know that pain all too well. But then to take a face bump through a table off the apron like that. Oh my God. Yeah, look, I don't care how much you train. I don't care what shape your body is in. When it comes to matches like this, it is nothing but pain. Unfortunately, I used to have to go through shit like this every single Tuesday night because when I wrestled, and I did this for 4 years, I wrestled Tuesday nights for a wrestling company called ACW, American Combat Wrestling, in Newport Richey, Florida, at a bar called Bourbon Street in Newport Richey. And we would pack the house, probably 100, 150 people, but nobody was there for wrestling. It was also 25-cent draft night, so everybody was there to get drunk. So to keep their attention, we had to do hardcore wrestling every single week. And oh my God, the amount of ladders I went through. Oh. Jeez. I would say I didn't have anything off the top rope like what Julius went through, but I did have a moment where we had a ladder resting on the top ropes across them. And I was supposed to get powerbombed through the ladder, but the guy was kind of green and still very excited, and I was only 170 pounds, and he was a big dude, bigger than Brutus. He picked me up in a power bomb, and when he pulled me down, instead of letting me fall, he pulled me down, and in doing so, he kind of pulled me towards him, and I hit only my head on the ladder. Yeah, that wasn't fun.
God.
Yeah, bumps are planned, but they don't hurt any less. Yeah, no. And then that ladders are not. I don't care if you score the ladder to break upon impact. It's still a metal ladder. And if you want to have any idea of what that feels like, go to Home Depot or Lowe's, find the cheapest ladder, and then just smack it. Just smack it with your hand, bare hand. Just smack it as hard as you can, and see how that feels. And then imagine that being your body. Just not good times at all. I kind of feel like I don't think Angel Garza and them are going to win just because they're getting a ton of the crazy offense right now. And to me, that feels like a hot comeback. But they also get to do the double swerve of a hot comeback, turn roll up or something. Oh, don't show it again. Oh. God, his back is so bad.
Oh.
Oh.
God.
They're swinging the shit out of those two. Oh, what a... Oh, I love that. Now, Umberto, unfortunately, when Brutus kind of chucked the chair after impact, it hit Umberto in the head.
Yeah.
That's the other side of matches like this, man.
And this is the opening match of night 2 of Halloween Havoc. Still to come, Braun Breaker taking on Mr. Stone. But I want to focus on this match again for a moment. The return of the Creeds hasn't sat well with their opponents since they came back this summer.
There is a lot of trust between these two teams.
Yeah, there really is.
They are laying into each other.
Into the cover to win is Garza. Julius just breaking up the count again. Tables, ladders, and scares, the only way to win. Pinfall inside the ring. And for Garza right here, pinpoint precision. Bam! And now back to live action. Julius is raining down rights. And look, the Creeds, they had to scratch. They had to crawl to get their jobs back. And how would you feel in the bada bing, bada boom battle royal as Garza goes up, goes over, powers up.
Not a... Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
And he was grabbing his tailbone, which means he hit his tailbone right on one of those rungs.
Yeah.
Oh.
From getting back in the ring, but how does Julius kick out?
Oh, God.
He is a machine. Maybe he is a real Terminator.
Oh, Brutus might actually be hurt.
Also,
Also,
Maybe.
black gloves are out, which means somebody's bleeding.
These four laying it on the line. I mean,
Oh, no, he seems to have... God, no, he seems to be okay. Oh, he is split, though. He's split.
That's how much these young guys want it. You gotta want it, man.
You gotta understand where the Creeds are coming from.
That was definitely hard way.
Have Doc dial the clock back. How would
Yeah.
Harlem Heat react if they were the Creeds tonight?
No, I totally understand what a Creed brother.
Little homage to Terry Funk.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I feel bad for the official. He better not move. Human Demolition Derby. Well, now, well, that was wise by the Cousins. Brutus taking full advantage.
Oh!
Man.
Oh!
The one thing about this, anything goes.
Ooh.
This is no
Jeez.
qualification thing. Anything goes.
It's tables. It's ladders.
You know what I really appreciate about this
Here,
match?
Halloween Havoc night 2,
Is
we're
that
What's that?
we're really seeing things we haven't really seen, but it's not like
Yeah.
overly like complicated either. Like
Or
it's
stupid.
it's still simple. And yet it's stuff we kind of like we just haven't seen, and it is just insane. And part of why we probably haven't seen it is because too many people are like I'm not doing that, you know.
Right. And I think this also shows the generation gap, because for a while there were some people that were like, yes, the Hardy generation, the extreme type generation, they're like, yes, we'll do anything. Then you had the generation in between there to now, where it's like, you know what? Yeah, let's kind of lay back a little bit and not do as much. I think this generation of wrestler has gotten more like, let's try that, but let's try it a little bit safer than they would have in the past.
Well, I think the difference being from the Hardy and the ECW generation is that was just shock for shock value, and let's just
Right.
do the most insane thing possible. Here it's like, let's go hardcore, and we're gonna put our bodies on the line, but we can do it smart and without being over the top.
Saw this last night happen to Alpha Academy. Garza trying to run a little bit of interference. Garza.
If you're getting punched in the head, just flapjack him.
Finally, Umberto trying it off the shoulders of Julius Creed.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah, I saw that too.
ooh.
Garza. Julius.
Julius, I love this when Julius gets to his knees and gets back up, either in a suplex or like that motion. Like
Yeah,
that, I just love that show of power.
yeah.
There we go, Creed Brothers, baby, get the win.
What a way to exit NXT.
And that's kind of the other side of what we're seeing too. Is that yes, this may be their kind of like their swan song match, but at the same time, we're seeing people come back to NXT and make appearances, and they're a perfect team to go back and forth. They're a perfect team.
Oh yeah.
They go and do 6 months on the main roster. They could come back for a match or two, and they're just going to elevate whoever they're in the ring with. My only fear with the Brutus Bomb is exactly what you almost saw there. Watch where he lands compared to Julius's head. He first off just hit straight into Julius's head. Like, so the scary part of that move is not so much on the opponent, it's on his tag partner.
Yeah.
Ouija boards, I don't fuck with them.
No.
I sense the spirits are unsettled.
Most destructive toy ever created.
Is there a ghost host here to guide us foolish mortals as we lead the monsters of NXT into another night of Halloween havoc?
Ooh.
You're right. There has been
Oh, Isla Dawn and as the fire.
that requires your immediate attention.
Alba Fire.
Best not keep them waiting. Things could get
Yeah.
a lot worse.
By the way, have you get a chance to check out the
You two have had your
WWE?
No, I
Halloween?
still haven't watched it yet.
Of all this
Like I said, I have it on my watch list. I just haven't gotten to
Let
it.
us take over.
You got this?
We got this. Alba, it is Halloween night, and we.
But speaking of tag teams on the main roster, they need to do something more with them. They started that storyline about them being the ones cursing the tag titles, and then nothing.
Yeah.
They need to bring them back, as well as Katana Chance and Caden Carter.
What
Like,
match is next? I just wanted to get your reaction to everyone thinking that Fallon Henley did a spot on Tiffany Stratton. I mean, come on, the impersonation was pretty good. That's it. I'm done. Tiffany Stratton goes one-on-one with Tiffany.
I have got to give kudos to Fallon Hillen for her Tiffany Stratton impersonation.
yeah, she
It was
nailed
spot
it.
on. Like, if she ever needs a stunt double, that's where you need to go.
Yeah. You could do the Miz Dow story with her for what Jesus. But speaking of the Miz, by the way, I don't know if you saw that highlight. It looks like he might be turning face.
Going face?
Well, because
Yeah.
there's already been talks of him getting kind of a drastic caricature overhaul here shortly.
Yeah.
That rumor's been around for like a week or two, and then we saw with the Gunther thing, and I saw some people's reactions saying it seemed too sudden, but I don't think so, and I think that doing it with Gunther was the smart move, because what has been the one thing that Miz has loved more than anything else in the business? It's been the Intercontinental title.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I think he prides the Intercontinental title over his world title win. And I think that would be enough for him to get serious. And Gunther's is so much a heel, because right now Miz is just kind of a comedy heel. And
Yeah.
so I think it's a good way to transition him into a face. I don't know if I would make him the one to beat Gunther, but
No, I
at
don't
the
want
same
that.
time, I don't know, because if you do it right, as he's somebody who hasn't faced Gunther yet, and he cares about the prestige of the Intercontinental title more than anybody. If you do the storyline right, he could be a good choice. It's just like the LA Knight situation. Nobody thought that LA Knight would be somebody that would get a title shot yet nor be somebody that people would be even think would be contention to end the streak. And now people are talking about maybe it's time to pull the trigger. Maybe it's time to have him win. Maybe like because the story's done right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think you could
Yeah.
do the same with the Miz beating Gunther, and you could do an underhanded win with a face smile, Bo. But I think to solidify the Miz as a face Intercontinental Champion, you have him beat him clean, or even fight off Imperium before.
Jacob says fatal 4-way match, but Chad Gable wasn't included.
Yeah, I'm still on the Chad Gable beats Gunther train, but this
Same
Miz
here.
situation is an interesting wrinkle in the story, and one I could see going down that road and it being okay.
Like, don't get me wrong. If they do it right, I wouldn't be angry with Miz winning the Intercontinental Championship. It is his title that he has made, and as many times as people have said Gunther's made it prestigious, Miz made it prestigious too. You know?
Yeah, I think the Miz brought it leaps and bounds from a joke title to being prestigious, and then after that it fell off again. And I think Gunther has done wonders for it, making it, one of the most important titles. The downside to Chad Gable beating Gunther is that it puts a kink in your Alpha Academy as a tag team. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And right now it seems that they're kind of going that route. They're kind of going the route of tag team importance again. So maybe they're wanting to pivot a little bit away from Chad Gable winning it. And this Miz story is a way to do that.
I don't know. We'll see. Folks, we do appreciate you commenting and interacting with us in the chats, all the chats, be it YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, or TikTok. We try to keep an eye on them and reply as quickly as possible.
Joe
Make
Gacy.
mistakes. I've done a lot of unspeakable things. I've enjoyed watching people suffer, and I've seen horrors. I like it. I like it because I understand it. I had to go through my own pain and suffering just to get me where I am today. And I'm not justifying my actions. I'm just telling you. I mean, I'm only human, right? I've made mistakes just like anybody else. Nobody's perfect. But still, peers, friends, strangers all stab me with their judgmental eyes day after day. I mean, is it me? Am I the problem? I'm not asking for forgiveness. I know there's a darkness inside of me built because of my past. Once upon a time, I was tethered to society, binded by the people around me, but now there's no strings on me. And maybe you're the kind of person that believes in fairy tales, but then again, maybe you're not.
That was creepy, but that
Jason, do me a favor.
champion preparing
Take your mic and put it down below your jaw. Yeah, let's try that.
How's that? Is I breathing into it?
Yep. And now you're actually louder, so I gotta turn you down a little bit.
Sorry.
You're good.
Stay down. Look at these two. The bell hasn't sounded. And look, Tiffany's Pat did say she was done just a second ago, but she certainly doesn't like when someone gets one up on her.
When you big enough to pass a lick, you big enough to take one. That's what my mama said.
What if we're actually just gonna not have this match?
I don't know. It's a good way to bring Stratton back. I'll give you that.
Hold on a second. I thought Tiffany would have been Flattered that Henley was impersonating her.
But guess what?
Flattered.
But guess what?
Guess what? What do you mean?
Guess what?
What?
Guess what? Fallon Henley just went to the tippy top.
That was
It
cute,
was
folks.
good.
That was cute.
Yeah, I was curious what they were going to do about matches because this is a fairly stacked show.
Yeah.
But it's also a good way to bring Tiffany back too.
Well, if Metaphor wants to cut back,
I mean, I think I'd have preferred having her have a match.
Scooby and the gang.
Can't go home. We need to do this. Tozawa's in there. He's got the cup. We need to get it back. Let's be brave and let Scooby do this.
Okay, but how the hell do you want to get in, huh? How?
Exactly. Oh, hell no. The gate's holding us down.
Let's go. Hey.
It's an automatic gate. It's saying welcome. Come on in.
I'm trying to figure out where they are. It looks like an interstate behind them.
Yeah.
Might be off the St. John's Parkway, though, not I-4. For those unaware, this is Florida speak.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
And I actually went to school at Full Sail, so I know that's Winter Park area.
I don't want to see. I cannot stand Halloween.
At the backstage area.
Your dress is hood shaggy.
Hey, enough of this. The cup is in there. Let's go. That's why we're here. Come on.
That's Universal.
You know what? I bet Tozawa ain't even here. He's probably with Alpha Academy. Thank you.
What do you say? What do you call me?
I don't know, but it can't be good.
Chikara, do you speak Japanese?
I don't know. It can't be good.
Oh my God! Therefore, we're above it all. Let's go.
Don't go.
We're going.
Don't go. Hey, this is the plan. We all stay together and we don't split up, okay?
See, that's why you're my main man, Menza. We stay metaphor strong, we have each other's back, and we get the cup back. And we stay together.
Yeah, I was getting ready to ask. I wonder if this is going to be like a throughout the show kind of thing. Sure enough.
I'm hoping. Get over there.
I would love Nathan Frazier to win this match. I just don't think there's been enough build up to pull the trigger. Especially after Dom winning it back and they're still pushing Judgment Day. I want Nathan Frazier to win it, but
yeah.
I just
I found it fell off.
I can see Frazier winning it. North American. I don't know if Hayes is going to beat the Dragon.
like I said, I don't see Frazier winning tonight. because, like I said, there's too much going on with the Judgment Day and having the titles. The story hasn't gone on long enough.
Yeah.
I want him to win. I just don't see it. I could be wrong.
I don't
but
see it now.
I'm 99% sure Carmelo doesn't win against
No, I
Dragunov.
don't think Carmelo.
And it could be because Trick Williams comes back and we find out that Carmelo was the one. Although I think it might be too soon to reveal that. But it could also be you have so many other people like Baron Corbin, like Dijak, like anybody else who wants the title who could come out and Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker. Yeah, Braun Breaker. I was just saying Braun Breaker.
That's somebody I also expect won't be on the NXT roster too much longer. I mean, maybe they may not wait. They may wait until
Yeah, but I kind of
the Rumble.
I agree with you.
The Rumble to pull the trigger on Braun Breaker, but yeah, they could have it where not necessarily Trick Williams comes back, but they could play the security footage of Carmelo Hayes being the one that attacked Trick, so that the crowd knows. Crowd knows, but maybe Trick doesn't know because he's still out. Because for some reason, wrestlers have a really bad habit of not watching the product. But yeah.
Speaking of Bloodline, 2 members of MLW were given their release and are no longer working with MLW. They're part of the Samoan Hit Squad. There's rumors that they might be joining WWE in the future and be part of a resurgence in the Bloodline.
I guess you could do that, but at the same time, that feels to me like you're pulling the Bloodline into Bullet Club territory, where it's dead, but they're gonna keep doing it anyways.
I like that idea, Bo. Do a face version of the Bloodline after Roman fails.
That's a possibility. The NWO went face when they did but that's when they did the split. NWO Black and White and NWO Red. Current rumors is that Roman Reigns' last match of 2023 will be the Crown Jewel match, and that he won't even be at Survivor Series. But the reason behind him not being at Survivor Series is because supposedly Randy Orton will be returning. So they want to put all the focus on that. There's also the rumor of CM Punk showing up then. And I'm still very much of the mindset I don't want to see CM Punk back in any ring. But at the same time, I understand the business side of it.
Yeah, when we separate personal versus business, it'd be a smart business move. Personally, I don't want to see it either.
Well, it's not even separating personal. He's a cancer to every locker room he gets in. So at the end of the day, he's bad for business. But the initial draw you get, because everything I saw coming out of Raw, as great as Raw was and all the stuff that happened, oh, look at this. Shinsuke Nakamura's entire promo is nothing but talking about CM Punk, and the Crimea River line was by Seth Rollins was a reference to CM Punk, and even Becky Lynch referenced CM Punk. It's like, oh, okay, but CM Punk has never been original. Everything he's ever done has been shaped around pop culture things and things that we. So it's easy to kind of like tie him to things. Like, and ask why you don't want to see Punk in any ring. Well, for me, Olga, it's the fact that, one, the man is a cancer to any locker room. Two, I've never thought he was any good. He's good. He's not spectacular. He doesn't, to me, stand out. His wrestling style isn't great, like isn't anything spectacular. I've never seen him like have a 5-star match. I don't think he's as good as people think he is. I think his ego and his personality carried through most of it. Also, I've shared a locker room with CM Punk back before he even signed with WWE, and that man's ego was the size of Mount Everest long before WWE was even a possibility. And so the more money the man has gotten, the worse his ego has gotten. And like I said, he is a cancer to locker rooms everywhere. And I don't think he brings enough to the product to be worth it. Like, think about Shawn Michaels when he was at his worst. Like, they let Shawn Michaels get away with a lot. But the man put on 5-star match after 5-star match after 5-star match, even when he didn't want to. I don't think CM Punk's ever, like, to me, put on a 5-star match. I think his style is very standard. I don't think there's anything, you know, flashy or fun about it. And, like, his promos aren't even, like, to me, the greatest. Like, the pipe bomb that everybody talks about. The pipe bomb, the pipe bomb, the pipe bomb. That was scripted. That was written. Did your mic move? Because all of a sudden it's like you're breathing directly into it again. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did move. I saw it was up again.
Okay, let's try that. Bo's like Seth Rollins shooting me out after a local show in the Quad Cities. I've never had any personal interactions with Seth Rollins.
I have heard, like, Seth Rollins has had an ego for a long time. And I've been also, like, so here's the difference to me. Seth Rollins has kind of a bad rep from fans and backstage environments. But one, he's never been a cancer to a locker room. Two, he has calmed down since becoming a father. And apparently that, like, his attitude around fans and everything else has changed since becoming a father, but it's still not 100% where it needs to be. But three, Seth Rollins goes out there and puts on killer matches night in, night out.
Mm-hmm.
I think of him as a modern Shawn Michaels as far as the level of what he does. I don't think CM Punk hold a candle to Seth Rollins when it comes to in-ring ability.
And we're not saying what he did to you, Bo, was a good thing or,
or
excusable as only that, you know. You know, that's very few people can say that, Bo.
That is true.
See, that's the problem with text. We didn't. It's hard to interpret with it. By the way, Five Nights at Freddy. Oh my god, amazing movie.
Yeah, I loved it. I wish it was scarier, but I loved it.
Part 2.
Yeah, hopefully it gets better. Still, I loved it though. Great movie. Yeah, no, like, I mean, like, you're absolutely valid in thinking that way. It is like, and again, if that, like, in a match, I can understand somebody chewing you out for not selling their finisher long enough. Trust me, I've had enough arguments in a locker room, but then you go out, like, 9 times out of 10, you get in that argument backstage, or you get chewed out for not doing something right, and then you go and have beers with them when the show's over. But even still, like, I've heard a lot of things about Seth Rollins, and you've seen it. Like, hell, just watch how he acts. Like, you guys remember the WWE Swerved, their punk show, their prank show they had? They did the whole, oh, I don't know you, security guard not letting him backstage gimmick with him. And you saw his ego in full blast.
Yeah.
And that was just a taste, but you saw it at full blast. So, like, Seth Rollins has had a bad rap about, like, fans and activities outside of the locker room and the arena about having an ego, but apparently that has calmed down. But I mean, like, I would expect, like if something happened in a match that could have been avoided. Like, mistakes happen, but if it was something that was avoidable, I could understand going to back and him chewing somebody out. Is that the best way to handle it? Probably not, but I can understand that. But again, yeah, it's just
Speaking of Seth Rollins, so he was on Mythical Kitchen. They uploaded a video today with Seth Rollins talking
yeah.
about
I'm watching that
his
tonight.
last meal.
Actually, I'm actually gonna watch that tonight after we're done.
It's really good.
Yeah, he's
He
in.
talks
He's
about the
doing.
change
He's
in
doing
his body. Yeah,
last meal.
he
The
talked about the
last
change
meal.
of his bodies. He changing his bodies, changing his attitudes, as becoming a father. About his past, about different gimmicks, stuff like that. They actually bring up. I'm surprised they got away with this. They bring up all his old gimmick names and stuff like that and talk about them.
Why wouldn't they get away with that?
I,
He talks about
it's
that in
something
almost.
you don't.
He talks about that in almost every interview he does. A lot of his stuff, he talks about that. Like, they did a documentary on him. They talk about him
God.
as Tyler Black and all his different gimmicks. They've done all that stuff. Especially with Vince being gone, they don't. There's so much more leeway to talk about the past.
I like seeing Dominic come down to NXT because it gives him a chance to work with some of the younger talent that is about his age, maybe a little older, but they're still learning, and it'll help teach him while he helps teach them type stuff too.
Oh yes, the insight. He knows it. Whoa, whoa,
I don't know if that was a brainbuster or a suplex. But landing awkwardly on his shoulder to Dirty Dom, and this could be the moment for Nathan Frazier. Can Frazier
I think my other issue with, like, the thing is, like, too, you think about CM Punk, he talks about being the best in the world, right? That was his big claim to fame. I'm the best in the world. Yet, even people who like CM Punk in the business, nobody has ever put him on their Mount Rushmore. Even when they do a modern Mount Rushmore, like, who is the guys that are currently working that are on your Mount Rushmore? He never makes that roster either. Like, he just doesn't, because the reality is his matches are nothing special. I mean, hell, like, that dog collar match he had with MJF was one of the worst things I've ever seen. Oh God.
Oops.
Oh.
Looks like Dom's feet slipped out from underneath of him.
No, I think Dom was trying to readjust. He thought that Nathan was going to fully readjust, and Nathan just went for it. So Dom wasn't ready and got just planted.
Do you think Rhea gets jumped tonight?
Possibly, but then again, he still have SmackDown.
What's Frazier thinking now? Might be incoming. Stop it on a dime, and the distraction from Ripley pays off.
The furry boots are an interesting choice from Dominic.
He can't do anything by himself.
What are you talking about? He didn't do anything.
That's right, he didn't do anything, because Rhea's doing it all. Wait a minute. And this could be the moment. Dom is out. Ripley beside herself. Frazier getting the champion back into the ring. It's the only place he can win the title. Pinfall, submission, inside the squared circle. Frazier to the top, looking down, looking to fly, able to roll through Dom back to his feet. Oh, nasty counter.
Oh, that was nice.
Nasty landing, and Dom back in control.
And who did that, Vic? Who did that? All on his own. And it was beautiful. Just lured Nathan Frazier in and dropped the hammer, man.
Sure, you thought his win last night against Ricochet on Raw was by himself. Wait a minute, Frazier to his feet, superplex. Frazier rolling right through, continuing to hook down, twist to the turn. This could be the title change. We could have a new champion. Frazier cover it. Dang it.
Whoa. Whoa.
Action like this, why Halloween Havoc trending #1 on X at this moment. Can Nathan Frazier dethrone Dirty Dom? Oh, whoa! Miscommunication. Lee's plan might not work.
Oh, God.
Frazier rolling up Dom and another near fall.
Oh, he's lucky he didn't really jack up his leg.
Yeah, I saw that's.
Right to the back, didn't get all of it, got enough of it as Frazier is set up for Dom to dial it up. Super kick. Oh, and Frazier couldn't fall into the cover book.
Still buzzed. Still buzzed, Vic, from that super kick from the outside, I believe.
Can Nathan Frazier rise to the occasion here tonight?
Didn't Nathan Frazier train at Seth Rollins' school?
Yes.
That landing just shocked and shook us, book.
Oh, man, that's what I'm talking about, this kid.
Frazier's got to be out. Dominic to the top. Frazier's not moving. Frog splash.
Big boy. Oh, gas.
Yeah.
That's a clean match.
Retains.
Here is your winner, the NXT North American Champion,
Vic, stand up.
Dominic Mysterio.
Stand up, Vic. Stand up.
That was a clean victory.
Stand up.
Well, clean-ish.
Well, I mean,
Still-
even the interference that Rhea did, it wasn't that much.
Yeah, but it's enough that you can still say, hey, I could have won if she hadn't been involved at any point.
Yeah. I just realized Dom's boots were furry.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. I was like, that's an interesting choice.
I just thought they were white.
Frog splash one more time to retain the NXT North American Championship. Here, wait a minute.
There's who's going to take the belt.
Wesley! Yeah, baby!
The Cardiac Kid has returned. And appears to have set his sights.
There we go. Didn't expect to see Wesley, but I'm all for it. I love Wesley.
Dude's amazing.
I hate to admit it, but you kind of look good with it. And congratulations, you finally know what it feels like to be a champion. Look at your title. You should be happy. And you should be thanking me.
I should be thanking you.
Exactly.
Now, I wish
Got your back in
that
tonight. You
Wesley leaving meant he was going to the main roster, because I think he is so ready for the main roster.
Here he is. You got one too.
But
Nothing. Just congratulations.
I'm okay with another North American title run
Tag
from him.
Team Championship.
Yes.
Mr. Chase, do you understand the power of these things? I haven't paid for a meal in a week. It's unbelievable. Oh, and when JC and Thea win their match tonight, we will no longer be known as Chase University. No. We will be known as Champ University.
I like it. Is that still cool? And would you two keep the momentum going by beating Piper and Chelsea fair and square in the middle of that ring?
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, we need to finish getting ready.
Okay, bye.
Mr. Chase.
Also, I love Thea Hale. I'll say it every time she's on screen.
And they're on their stunned us.
She's amazing.
We're gonna get even on both.
Last week went your way, so now things are a little different, huh?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you owe us.
Yeah, boys, don't worry about it. You'll get your championship rematch.
Yeah. That too.
Don't worry, dude. I'll handle it.
Poor naive Thea. She doesn't realize that everyone that touches those championships.
How did she get herself? How did she get herself painted green?
And merciful.
I know it's been like 20 minutes, but goddamn.
Just the gold itself holds the most.
I don't even care if it's airbrush. That's still a really good job.
Yeah, it's not streaky. It's done well. Like
Stagehands, yes, but
lots
still.
of stagehands.
Looking to put Stone in the hospital next to his friend. These two meet in moments on Halloween Havoc.
Yes, though, lots of hands.
That's just that's still impressive work. Like, and I've worked on productions where like you get there's a quick turnover for things and stuff like that, but that's still pretty impressive, especially since you didn't have Isla Dawn go white for Harley.
Interesting choice.
Now green hands, yes, green hands. But yeah, I would have preferred Wesley to been up on the main roster, but I'm all for one more North American title run, especially if they allow them to start like bringing NXT titles to the main roster like they've been doing. But right now they're only doing it when main roster people hold those titles.
Right. And
if you start bleeding them over,
skin color.
Yeah, that's just her natural skin color.
But, yeah, I completely agree with you. If they let Wesley come up to the main roster with the title belts like that, it'll be amazing.
Yeah, because defended against Tozawa on the main roster, if defended against Ricochet,
that's the one I want to see.
People like that, like there's people that you can do it with. I mean, hell, give me Wesley versus Austin Theory. Give me stuff like that. Give me there's all kinds of matches you can do.
Wesley, Grayson Waller.
Again, yeah, give me
Give me Wesley versus Rey Mysterio.
Nah. I think Ray's matches have become so formulaic. And I don't know if he's able to do the work that he would need to do to keep up with Wesley anymore.
Okay, Santos Escobar.
Yes, absolutely. Give me another Wesley versus Dragon Lee. No, I mean, give me Wesley versus JD McDonough. Give me a Wesley versus Finn Balor. Yeah, I think, and I don't necessarily think so much of them as free agents, although that could happen in the next draft. But I'd like to see the NXT titles be a little bit more like, yes, we are NXT titles, but we're coming up here to defend them here as well because we want to show you what NXT has to prove and what we can do.
Mm-hmm.
So I think NXT titles should be able to go to the main roster and be defended, because then you can kind of create a free agent market by like say Wesley goes to the main roster and Ricochet beats him. That means Ricochet's now going to go down to NXT and defend it as well as being up on the main roster on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
So. No, give me Wesley versus Sami Zayn or Wesley versus Jey Uso.
Oh yeah. I mean, the amount of matches. I mean, Seth versus Wesley. I mean, LA Knight versus Wesley. The amount of matches are amazing. In my personal opinion, from yes, Wesley in a TLC match, yes, that would be amazing. But Wesley has had a lot of training and work done when he was in Impact Wrestling. He's gotten a lot better in NXT. He has grown so quickly that it's just amazing.
This Friday, 8/7 Central, only on Fox.
Finally got this. Miss Jackson. I'm about that action. Okay. Miss Jackson, who wants some, huh? Yeah. You don't want to mess with me. Dusty.
Reminds me of some old Hollow Scream setups.
Yeah, I wish I got to go to Halloween Horror Nights this year, but I didn't get to.
Chikara? Chikara! No, not happening, no. No. Ah, was it? Nothing yet that can touch me. Look at this. Yeah, I think so. Who is this? Yeah, that's me, man. Man's up for you. Nobody can touch me, huh? Hey, Tosava. Tosava? Take him away!
I love Tozawa.
No one owes me big time. I can't. Where's my glasses? No, I found it! Just kidding! No!
Nikki Cross.
Let me think this.
Well, it appears Metaphor is down to one as Mr. Stone trying to get himself ready, because this is hard to relive this moment from 2 months ago. It was just feet from us, Booker, to our right. The most sadistic
They still don't show it. I love that.
history. It left everyone worried and scared for Von Wagner in this moment. And this is what Mr. Stone is fighting for here tonight. Not just for a client, for his best friend.
Good is a
sip on this match.
Good is an interesting term, Bo.
There's a stip on this match, right?
I think. Oh. Maybe not.
I think I already know your answer. Will Mr. Stone regret defending the honor of Von Wagner here?
You know, I always talk about business relationships, personal relationships. I remember asking Gary Hart once. I said, Gary, you're a great.
Which, I mean, by the way, I know that Stone came to NXT to be a wrestler before a manager.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, good for him for getting this match, albeit it's going to be quite a squash.
That only can go so far, though, right?
This is a monumental task. This is about to get biblical, man.
Posted a picture of himself standing next to Von Wagner on their first day at the Performance Center.
Don't be scared now, son. Nowhere to run. Nowhere to hide.
NXT Universe can only do so much for you. As Again, trending #1 on X Halloween Havoc from the beginning to where we're at now. It has been can't miss. And for Mr. Stone, he might only get one shot, and he better not.
Frankenstein Wagner.
He might get the hell beat out of him, but Stone's a stand-up dude. He's a stand-up dude.
Well, it's hard to debate the connection that Stone shares.
So here's a question for you: with with Raw having Pierce, and SmackDown having all of this, do you think NXT is going to have a manager?
They do, Shawn Michaels.
To get the upper hand on Braun Breaker, just got ran
Technically, yeah.
over.
Not technically, he's been on air as GM.
Oh, really? Okay.
Glad you think this is funny. Braun's heinous act 2 months ago traumatized Stone, the fans, Von Wagner's family, who has been through so much since Von was born. And he thinks it's a joke.
See, I'm always thinking, you know,
This is not a joke.
William Regal.
This is a lesson. Braun Breaker's letting everybody.
Regal's great, but I think right now, as he's coming off of that time when he's finally going to be able to be on air, I think as a manager for his son would be fantastic.
You see that?
Because one, it gets us back to heel Regal.
Yes.
His year should be up next month, Bo. He left November of last year from AEW.
Yeah.
Just do it. Oh, come on, Mr. Stone. String something together here. And Braun just picking up and tossing.
Come on, Vic. Stop cheerleading. You don't look
I feel bad for the guy.
You don't look good doing that, Vic. Just do your job. Just do your job. You do that very, very well.
Well, some believe Braun also has been wearing what he did to Von Wagner like a badge of honor. Like it's a trophy on his shoulder. As now,
look,
hopefully this is the end for Braun Breaker, who just speared.
No bread. No water.
Hmm.
Just me.
Here is your winner, Braun Breaker. Well, thankfully, that was short and sweet.
I think but I think the stipulation of him leaving was he only had a year left that he couldn't be on TV. I don't think it was the full term of the contract.
You heard what Braun yelled at Mr. Stone. He said he was going to put him in the hospital. Come on, official.
You don't really need to.
We need more referees.
You really don't need to go here, Braun.
This isn't right. Even you know that.
No, it's not. It's not right.
Can't do this again.
Yeah.
It's Von Wagner. He's walking.
He's talking.
He's here. Von going right.
Well, Frankenstein Vaughn is here.
Take it to him, big man. All the pain, all the trauma.
Okay, so one of the conditions of Regal's release stated that the former WWE Intercontinental Champion cannot appear on screen for the duration of 2023. So he'll be able to start it next year.
Well, he shouldn't even be out of the damn hospital. They're now looking.
Okay.
Oh, he was looking for the ultimate receipt. You can't blame Von.
It's a pretty miraculous recovery for a guy who a week ago couldn't even stretch out bands.
There are the eyes of the challenger who's focused and determined. Hayes looking to win his gold back here in the Halloween Havoc main event, just like Valkyria did last week. Now it's time for the biggest match in Lyra's career. Can she defeat her idol? Can she win gold for the first time? Or will Lynch prove to be the man once again? Main event time, women's title at Halloween Havoc.
As the Morrigan pinned the man, an entire country leant forward and counted along. One woman's life changed forever. Everything that she had hoped and dreamed for unbelievably came true with the fall of
I was very happy with that match.
Yeah, it was really well done.
A journey that started back in a small gym in Ireland, traveled through the European independent scene, to the immense heights of NXT UK, to crushing lows of a devastating injury, leaving Lyra unable to capture championship gold. It all made last week's moment for the Morrigan even more magical.
A moment that'll be etched in the history
We'll see both.
of this brand as the women's division.
Remember,
I do
there's
feel like
always that Jade.
I do feel like Tiffany will get it back, but I understand what you mean by expecting to go full circle because I kind of thought that too. Or my two thoughts were either Tiffany would get it back, like prove herself to be able to stand at that level, because I also think Tiffany Stratton is ready for the main roster. But my other thought was that Jade Cargill would attack her after a match and then set up something at the next NXT PLE or at Survivor Series.
I'm so proud of you.
And
Thank you, champ.
would be the one to beat Becky.
You're the champ. Hold it down.
Now, Lyra Valkyria faces a whole new world of carrying herself as a champion, knowing that she doesn't represent a roster or a brand, but the whole of Ireland.
And now Ireland is becoming a proper hotbed with our next guest,
Dublin's own Lyra Valkyria.
Congratulations!
Well done, Lyra.
Well done. Thank you so much for joining us.
Give you a good look at it. This is
there it is.
Look at that.
Here it is, the NXT Women's Championship.
See, I don't know. I thought maybe she was locked in for Raw, but then for them to bring out a whole throne for her to sit on, and watch the main event and who won the women's title for NXT, felt like NXT is where she's going to start. But another way to make Jade a massive star, bigger than what they've already done, because they've already made her a household name with WWE fans, even the ones that never even watched AEW. You can have her compete on all three brands. Have her be a free agent.
Yeah, have her sign into a free agent contract.
She's been wined and dined by Adam Pearce, Shawn Michaels, and Nick Aldis. Have her be like, you know what? I'll do all three. And that's impressive that her name carries that weight, considering, again, she's only had 52 matches in her entire career.
Yeah.
And that's including, like, all of her career. Not like, on a main roster of some kind. No. Period. Didn't work the indies. She didn't work at a developmental. Her first ever match was her and Shaq versus Cody and Brandon.
The stage is set for greatness.
And if you watch that match to the last match, you can definitely see her progression and evolution.
WWE Crown Jewel live this Saturday afternoon. Special start time 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Streaming exclusively on Peacock.
I'll definitely be doing the Crown Jewel watch along here on TikTok. It'll be a TikTok exclusive because it will be middle of the day.
Depending on what's going on, work-wise, I might join you on TikTok as a viewer, not as a guest.
All good. By the way, if there's anybody who does want to join me as an actual person on here on the watch along, hit me up. Hit me up in the DMs. We can make something happen. I can have you on here. Gonna start that at noon Eastern because the kickoff show, we're gonna get a pretty good kickoff match.
Yeah.
With Sammy versus JD. Should be a good one. Athletes always seem to rise fast and they don't crash right away. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, excuse me. As long as my hair is, I should probably get one of those drain weasels now.
I got the Dollar General or Dollar Store version of it. It works just as fine.
Yeah, I don't mean necessarily the brand one of just something like that.
Yeah, and like I said.
Oh wait, I think I actually
got one from Dollar Tree.
I think I do have one. No, I don't. No, I got them back when I was still married. So Denise has those.
Mm.
We got like a set of, there was like a set
Mo,
of 3, but I'll yeah.
Mo, just hit us up, okay? We're here. We'll talk.
See if Logan will abscond with it. I think, like, as far as I know, Logan doesn't have anything lined up outside of WWE, like as far as like other boxing matches. And I think that this last one he hit, the Dylan Dennis one, I think was kind of like the last one for a bit, if I remember correctly. So I could see him winning it and going on a short full-time schedule. And for just a couple months.
Yeah.
And then lose it to either Ricochet or, you know, whoever. I could even see if LA Knight doesn't win, which I don't think he will, on Saturday. There is history between him and Logan Paul, so you could do that route, and that gives LA Knight his first title. I would say that the U.S. title was lost before Theory lost it. Because Theory was lost in the sauce as champion. Nothing came of his win against Cena at WrestleMania.
To be honest, after Theory, 2 weeks after Theory became championship, I think he got lost in the sauce.
Queen Havoc. The song is available now on Apple Music and Spotify.
You know, I shouldn't have had faith that y'all was gonna understand me. You actually thought that I was sipping wine all my life, or that my life was some traveling circus up and down the street doing cartwheels. That's the life I played to fit in just for y'all. But then I met these men, and they made me remember who I am and where I come from. Yeah, I'm Reggie, but back home in St. Louis, they all call me Scripps. See, I've been locked up, shot at. I watched my uncle die in my bedroom when I was 11 years old. But just like Bronco and Lucian, we all cut from that same cloth. The streets we grew up on, brawling brutes. You don't know a damn thing about the culture, the grind, the struggle. You just a pair of cookie cutter ass people that ain't hip to what we really go through. They wouldn't last 1 week on our block. Man. But then you went and cost OTM's opportunity at gold. You see, Brutes, you are who you are in this world. And that's one of two things. Either you're somebody or you're nobody. Let's see which one are you. Because OTM, you somebody.
Oh, I like it. Them boys, they truly about the mud.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're trying.
The following contest scheduled for one fall is for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Introducing first the challenger, representing Chase University, the team of Thea Hale and JC Jane.
Booker, will it be a golden night again for Chase University?
Chance of a lifetime. Andre Chase.
So you just got some Sugar Skull makeup on.
The only thing I gotta say about it. Big moment. Chance of a lifetime. Rocky Balboa. Apollo Creed moment.
I don't know what you have against Andre Chase.
He's a loser.
He's a champion.
It's Chelsea. And their opponents, they are the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Piper Niven and Chelsea Green.
Well, it appears the champions never wanted to defend their titles in And the challengers wasting no time going right after Green and Niven.
You know, back to your point there.
What?
Do you agree with me? If it wasn't for JC Jane, would there be new tag team champion? If it wasn't for JC Jane, come on, be honest with you. Come on, for once, Vic,
Well,
please.
the bell is rung, and I can say honestly that this match has officially begun. And look at Jane helping out Thea Hale. And it seems Jane has given Hale a new sense of self-confidence.
I would like to see JC Jane and Thea Hale win here. I just don't see it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Got the right of JC Jane, the rock star. Play a tune for me tonight.
Well, look, as much as she has done that has been good, and I have mentioned the good JC Jane has done.
Well, it's only because these are main roster titles.
For Thea Hale, just like you highlighted.
And I don't know if they want to bring JC Jane and Thea Hale to the main roster just yet.
Yeah, I don't know either.
And for me, like, I understand why they wouldn't want to bring Thea Hale up just yet, just because of her age. They'd like her to get her some more experience. I think she's ready. I think she's got it. It does help, you know, like, she trains with some of the best in the world. She also happens to be dating Nathan Frazier, who's phenomenal, and they train together constantly. So, and again, and yeah, it'd be super interesting to see Chase U travel, because she's still coming out the Chase U music.
Yeah.
Or she's back to coming out the Chase U music. And I believe that if they won, Chase U would travel with them. It wouldn't be just the two of them.
Now, mind you, that would give some more eyes on Chase U and NXT Tag Team Champions. But
I don't know, maybe.
I mean, legitimately for me, Piper Niven is the reason why they keep holding the titles. She's a big, strong woman who knows how to use it.
Yeah, and I'm happy to see doing something with Piper. Unfortunately, at the cost of Sonya Deville having to get injured for it to happen. But I am happy that they are doing something.
Mm-hmm. It's a good move.
See, like, they've done that before, and I feel like it would do more damage to Chelsea than it would the opponent. But it's cool looking.
Yeah. For some reason, now I'm behind. I understand it.
Yeah, admittedly, like, it's been a little bit harder to predict things. Which is crazy to think that, like, back when plans were getting torn up 30 minutes before the show, it seemed easier to predict than now, where they have long-term plans in place. And the stories are at a point where you think you know where they're going, and then they don't. And that's just good storytelling.
One, that's good storytelling. And two, they're not stupid swerves, you know?
Or just ignoring,
or just ignoring sense.
Ignoring storylines altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fun not knowing exactly what's going to happen. Kind of like why I'm thoroughly enjoying the Loki series right now on Disney Plus.
Oh, I have to watch the fourth one. I haven't watched that one yet.
4 episodes in, and this is like, holy shit, where is this going to go? But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with predictable storytelling if it's done well. Like,
Right.
even if you can see where the story is going, if it's a well done story, it doesn't matter that you can see where it's going. But not being able to see where it's going and it done well is the best. The same show every week, slightly shuffled along. Yeah. Oh. The mission I used to put on my stepson all the time.
Champions have been in control of the challengers, and look,
Is that the Cobra
in your
Clutch?
opinion, how do they
It's a
complement
variation
each
of
other?
it.
Because here you can see it firsthand.
Oh, beautiful tag team tandem like that. Reminds me of, Shawn Michaels needed that Big Daddy cool. And I think Chelsea Green needed her Piper Neville. Oh, yes, that enforcer. I love it, man.
If there was a world championship for complaining, Green would be champion, never to be defeated. As Thea Hale just got caught.
Look at the muscle.
Power of Piper Niven.
Oh, we're going for the ride here, baby.
Oh, shoulder breaker. Papa Shango would be smiling on this Halloween.
Andre Chase, please don't throw that damn towel in. I see it.
Booker, I just actually received an update on
Snake struggles lock.
who was attacked before her matchup with Tiffany Stratton earlier tonight as a swing and a miss for Piper Niven. And the update is Fallon Henley has been ruled out by WWE medical staff for tonight. She has now been listed as day to day, as is this the moment for Thea Hale, trying to lock in that Kimura, trying to tap Piper Niven. But Niven, again, as you pointed out, so strong with one arm, countering the submission.
Right there.
DDT!
What a tough heel.
Does Piper Niven have Vindicator face paint on?
Venom. She had a Venom mask with her.
You called her the rookie
Okay.
of the year, Thea Hale. She earned her first win this year. Had her first NXT title match. Went to her first Premium Live event. Could her crowning moment be thanks to JC Jane as she almost had the tag?
No. Whoa. Quickness of Thea Hale.
Well, Chelsea Green off that Tricker Street fight 24 hours ago on Raw. Maybe not all.
By the way, in that Trick or Street fight, those are always funny gimmick, goofy wrestling matches, like they're meant to be that. I loved how much they played up the candy corn as if they were tacks. I thought that was so funny. Which, by the way, I know most people don't like candy corn. I love candy corn. It's arguably my favorite Halloween candy. The only reason I haven't bought any is because I'm waiting until tomorrow. And all the Halloween candy goes on sale.
Yep.
And I'm going to get a big-ass bag of candy corn tomorrow.
Focusing in. Look at that knockout blow, able to get countered. And
God.
And now looking for the
Down
unpretty. Countered by Jane. Back in comes Green. Hoisted, planted with a spine buster. One more time.
That is such an interesting spine buster she does.
Breaking things up. And look, when it comes to tag team competition, JC Jane, one of the best to ever do it on this brand.
JC knows, but right now, Piper and Chelsea, right now, they're the champions. They're the champions.
Oh.
Hell of a tag team. They are, man.
High impact. Hale wiped out. Niven just got silenced. Jane on her feet. Charging in. Oops, swing and a miss. Green one step ahead of Jane. Both superstars, same idea. And again, double the impact. All four women down. Chase trying to rally. The student section. So's Duke Hudson, the MVP.
He's going to get him disqualified. Get down, Duke.
What's Jane looking? Whoa, wait a minute. Green, unpretty attacks. Second time the charm. Into the cover. And Green and Niven retain.
All right. Really good match.
Champions almost as shocked as we are that they are able to pull this off in this moment. But this is really the turning point. Both women, same idea. This moment would lead to Andre Chase trying to hype up the student section. And JCJ, this is what I was talking about, went to cut corners. Jane said she scratched Andre Chase's back. Chase should scratch hers. In the end, it would not happen because Chelsea Green retain the tag team gold here tonight.
This will again sow seeds.
Creepy and kooky, mysterious and spooky as the unholy union crafted a spell for the champions.
Mackenzie Mitchell, welcome to my very first interview. Hopefully the first of many.
Now wait a minute, he was live on Twitch when we got
Last
started.
week, a very impressive NXT debut. How pleased are you with the impact that you've made so far?
Mackenzie, I am always pleased with my performances. And I'm very pleased that the name Lexis King has developed quite the buzz around here. It seems like everybody has an opinion of me.
Not right
But
now.
don't get me wrong, I'm used to it. Just comes with the territory of being a star. But one thing's for sure, is that this is my life, and I'm gonna start doing things my way. And you asked about that impact I've had? Well, just wait and see what I do next. Or better yet, what I've already done.
What do you mean by that?
Well, Mackenzie, you're just gonna have to wait and see like everybody else.
Okay, well, thanks so much. Vic and Booker, back to you guys.
Wait, where are you going? We were just building some chemistry. Stay a while. Have a candy.
I'm good. Thanks, but no thanks.
Do your thing, girl.
What's your opinion on Lexis King?
I like Lexis King. Kid's got a
You know what I like about what they're doing with Lexis King here? He's kind of being his father while denouncing his father's name and trying to make his own name. But he's being Brian Pillman, and I think that's great.
Well, speaking of which, if you win it, you get a championship opportunity. And speaking of
And yes, Bo, I agree with you. This guy got a red carpet too. Great vignettes. Good start opening match.
The following is the final match of the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament. Introducing first, Kalani Jordan.
Well, the path to the final started a month ago.
Yeah, I agree, Bo. I feel like you're gonna have people, not just people who like Triple H wanting to come back, but you're also gonna have people who have never worked WWE now finally being like, okay, now it looks like a company I can work for. Now it looks like a place that, you know, there are certain people in AEW that probably felt like AEW was their only home. Like they would never fit in the WWE system. Now with Triple H on board, they're like, okay, I can totally see now. I can see myself now. Now when my contract is up, I will be negotiating. I will be looking at WWE. I won't be just looking to re-sign.
And that's good for all wrestlers because that means now they can actually negotiate for decent contracts, higher pay, and they can actually feel like they matter in a system. You know, be it AEW, TNA, New Japan, AEW video from now.
Yeah, because the thing is, like when you're doing these contract negotiations, it's going to be like you can try and say, well, I'm talking with WWE, but it's going to be obvious you don't want to go there. But now, like, there's no way Tony can't see the writing on the wall that WWE is a place for everybody to go to. Like, I'm not a fan of Eddie Kingston, but I could see Eddie Kingston going to WWE now. I could see people like, I don't necessarily think he would either, but I could see people like Adam Page or even Kenny Omega or the Young Bucks. Like, I could see them going over.
Like
I could see
this new 5-year contract.
I could see Claudio going back. I could see Claudio going back. The only one I can't see ever going back is Moxley.
And even he said there might be a chance.
But like, well, no, he said he's going to end his career in AEW.
Okay.
But the style he wrestles, it just wouldn't work.
Oh, are you ready? No, I said, are you ready? Fuck, 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 holy fuck, shit balls and dick. Hello, y'all. Fucking holy shit balls. Okay, I'm done.
Love you, Tommy.
Miss you, Tommy.
That's a commercial. But like, even then, like I've made the comment before that I never felt like Sami Callihan would go back to WWE because they just don't fit his style.
Right.
But a report that came out yesterday is that he is currently in talks with WWE.
Yep.
I see Darby Allin being forever AEW because WWE wouldn't want him.
No.
Darby Allin, like, I understand that Triple H doesn't believe in the big man mentality, even though he is kind of a big man himself.
Aw, it's so satisfying. That fucking lady, I swear she gets me.
I literally have her still on here just for you, Tommy. She's on here just for you, sir. Yeah, like, Triple H has proven he's not a big guy only. Like, it's not a, land of giants kind of mentality with him. And I think a lot of that has to do with him being best friends with Shawn Michaels. And Shawn Michaels being kind of the exception to the rule for Vince McMahon for so long. But I think Darby Allin is even then it's just like,
Aw, thanks, Mr. Captain Sir Beard. You're so kind, lol.
I do what I can, sir. I do what I can. But I think Darby Allin, like, the man, like, his wrestling weight, like, his announced weight is 170 pounds. So he's honestly probably like 155. I weighed 170 when I wrestled, and I'm taller than he is. And I said I weighed in at 190 or 200, depending on what promotion I was wrestling with. And I was also in much better shape than Darby Allin is. Like, Darby Allin needs to eat a fucking sandwich. And also, like,
Darby Allin.
He's not.
Darby Allin's style of wrestling is nuts.
Yeah.
Okay, he's
gonna
have a very short career.
It's honestly, it is a backyard style. It is the style of somebody. Now, granted, he has trained. He has gone to a wrestling school, but he has the style of somebody who just learned on a trampoline in their backyard and never went to a wrestling school, and somehow made a name for himself. And he would never work in WWE. And part of my proof of that, yeah, yeah, exactly, Bo. But part of my proof of that is that they had Sting with him. Like, they put Sting with him as Sting has spent his time in AEW. And I think the idea behind that was to get Darby better and to bring it in, to like elevate Darby. But if you've noticed in the last few months that Sting has kind of like slightly distanced himself from Darby. Yes, he does the matches like at the pay-per-views with him, but he doesn't like, he's kind of slightly distanced himself from Darby. And it's almost like if Sting thinks he's a lost cause, he's a lost cause.
Yeah.
Halloween Havoc, and this is obviously the biggest match in the careers of both these superstars. As inside cradle, shoulders down for a moment, and a near fall, but this was a small turning point moments ago. Another cover, another hook of the leg, and another near fall. This is a huge match for both these superstars.
I mean, especially with Sting on his last year, I can see him walking more and more away from Darby.
We mentioned the Iron Survivor Challenge earlier tonight. Roxanne Perez has won both the Breakout Tournament and the Iron Survivor Challenge. And we just found out that over the course of the next month,
oh, wow. That was cool.
The qualifying matches for the men's and women's Iron Survivor Challenge.
Yeah, Revolution's February or March. I can't remember exactly when.
These two are fighting for the contract, but on December 9th, two will try to survive. Tickets on sale now. It's the final WWE Premium Live event of the year. And now it is Kalani Jordan who's rocking and rolling.
I mean, Kalani Jordan right now, she's feeling the pain, but let me tell you something, she's special, Vic. There's those little bitty intangibles that I see with her that makes her a little bit different.
One leg book into the cover to be crowned breakout superstar, and Vice able to kick out. And you see Elektra Lopez on the outside starting to pace, is now Jordan trying to fight through the pain. Nice counter, swing and a miss. Doesn't connect, but that one to the stomach did. Is the air knocked out of the lungs? Into the cover to win the finals.
So they were talking about that match they premiered last year, the one where people come in every so minute, few minutes,
Everyone dressed to impress and everyone on the edge of their seat.
and that they're gonna have the people are starting to use like they four matches. Imagine Lola, that's what up.
Being able to see those little things from the outside is huge in this game. Oh,
Kalani again on one leg, able to block out the pain. Get back to her feet, and could we be?
Yeah, I think I definitely think Jordan's winning this. Like, it just seems like she's been the one. I think Lola. I don't think Lola has developed her character enough. The Iron Survivor match, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that Lola has. Oh, maybe not. Wow. I was wrong. I just didn't think Lola had developed her character enough to get the win.
That kick connected right on the ear of Kalani Jordan.
Where, folks, everyone's entitled to their opinions.
I think, you know what, though? It's probably smart in the fact that Kaylani doesn't... She's made. She doesn't need it. Like, she's made already.
Thanks to all the Dana Brooke stuff she was doing, and
Well, I think beyond that, I think in this tournament she has been made. But I think Lola has a lot of character work that needs to be done, because I honestly don't think she has one, to be honest. Too many heels in the show. Well, here's the thing about a developmental. You're going to have more heels and faces because it's easier to get somebody over and to develop them as a wrestler and a performer as a heel. It's just easier. It's easier to make people hate you as you build up. You don't have to be a good promo to be a good heel, but you can build your promo skills and your character skills as a heel. Getting over as a face is super hard.
This is the best day of my life. She's here.
GP is still heat, but
Where's Tizza? Oh my God! You don't know what I've been through to get you back. This has been the worst ever.
AJ wants to know if we're getting a Geeky Kitchen tomorrow.
We are getting a Geeky Kitchen tomorrow. I'll repost the recipe in the morning, but it's going to be the last recipe that I was supposed to do before all that shit went down my internet. The patty melts and French onion soup. So I think Mello does work better as a heel, but I think also his face turn was organic. I think that came from the crowd, and he never truly stepped away from the he never fully stepped away from the kind of ego-driven style.
No way! You didn't even get a point in Nickelodeon. Stop! You can have your match. You've got your match next week. You know what you want? Just back them off, please.
All right, Akira Tozawa versus Noam Dar for the Heritage Cup next week.
Nice.
Also, I think on Raw we're getting Akira Tozawa versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we don't have to wait till next week for this. The trilogy, the rubber match.
Justice for Trick, interesting shirt.
Capturing his NXT championship. The champion is locked in on retaining. Hayes, Dragunov, 3, the main event of Halloween Havoc.
He might. Tozawa might win the cup. So, folks, tomorrow, yes, like my brother was just talking about, we are doing the Geeky Kitchen. And then the following day, we're going to be doing our premiere show, our the Geeks and Noobs, and Kel and Vince will be talking about their theories and stuff like that for the Five Nights at Freddy's. And let's see, Friday Twitch exclusive SmackDown if we don't fall asleep.
TikTok exclusive.
Or TikTok exclusive. And Saturday is Crown Jewel. We're going to do what we can. It will also be a TikTok exclusive. So join us. We greatly appreciate you having us here.
Crown Jewel is going to be a pretty stacked event. We got a lot going on.
I'm not going to say it's going to be the best Crown Jewel out of all of them, but it's going to be damn close.
Also, another good reason that Vince McMahon is no longer in charge, because he was talking about he thinks that Riyadh is the new home of WWE, and he'd love to move their headquarters there, but that ain't happening.
No.
I think the only match right now that I feel definitively on my pick for Crown Jewel is that Drew McIntyre will lose to Seth Rollins, because I think it'll be like the final straw that broke the camel's back for his heel turn. I think he comes out to his old music. If he doesn't come out to his old music, he will after that match. And yeah, I see him going full heel after that match. So. And I'm pretty sure Cody wins as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, I saw a TikTok that I just didn't understand at all.
Okay.
For anybody that saw Raw, or at least saw Cody's promo at the end of the night, I saw a TikTok of somebody doing a watch along, and they're like, "Oh, that feels like a heel turn from Cody Rhodes. It was such a heel promo." And I'm like, "What about his promo was heelish?" He was putting the heel in his place.
Yeah.
He was calling the heel out. Like, he was calling the heel out as somebody who's like, "You're not a leader, you're not a follower, you're not as badass you portray yourself to be. I see the real..." Like, that's a very standard face promo.
Yeah, I don't know. So the card so far for Crown Jewel on Saturday, we got Sami Zayn versus JD McDonough. I got Sammy.
I honestly don't know how that goes. It's on the pre-show. That's what I'm saying. I can't predict that one. Like, I could see JD winning it because of some interference from Dom or Finn or somebody, just to prolonging the Sami Zayn issues with Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm. Seth versus Drew. You've got Seth. I got Seth as well.
Yeah.
But it might be Drew with interference from Judgment Day.
I don't think so, because he's still playing up the whole, he doesn't like the Judgment Day, he hates the bloodline. da 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 da. So I just don't see this where Seth loses it. You know, I don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Like it doesn't help. It doesn't help Drew's heel turn to win.
Yeah.
Even with help from the Judgment Day.
Shotzi and Scarlett have settled the disturbance in the other realm, and we have kept the balance in ours. What a perfect evening, full with monsters and mayhem. What else could you ask for on Halloween Havoc?
Don't you understand? Stone, I've been trying to tell you, man. Breaker's gonna pay. He gotta win tonight, but I want Breaker next week.
Don, I appreciate you helping me out there, but I am not getting you that match.
Look, I want Breaker next week.
No. Okay, you are.
What is going on in the background?
I don't care.
That's Bo.
Everything you're doing in rehab has been great. It's been inspiring, okay? But you are not ready for the match, or we're gonna get back in the ring.
I don't know who the other person was.
It looked like Chen, the guy who lost to King.
Now it's time for me to end this.
You all right? Don, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Just get the match made, Stone.
Okay.
Well, here are some things that are official for next week after the tournament.
I think the only other match I think on Crown Jewel that I can pick like for me a definitive winner is the Fatal 5-Way and Rhea wins.
Yeah. So that was the next match I was going to bring up with Rhea, Nia, Baszler, Stark, and Raquel. We got Roman versus LA Knight. I don't know if they pulled the trigger yet.
I don't think they do.
Roman.
But I can't 100% say they won't, just because like I know that Roman's going to be off the rest of the year.
Right. That's why I'm giving 95% chance for Roman to win. Ray versus Logan. I would like to see Logan win. I'm sorry to say, but I want to see Logan Paul win.
Yeah, that's my pick, but I don't know if it's going to happen.
Right. Cody Priest.
That's a hard one to pick. Because Cody's supposed to be back on his story, so he needs to win, but at the same time, so does Damian. But if you're going to use it as part of how you're going to split off Roman or Damian from Judgment Day, I don't know. It's hard to say.
It really is. And then we got John Cena versus Solo Sikoa.
That one I think John wins.
Yeah. I don't think it's his last match in WWE, but it is close.
Yeah.
So. And then we got Io Sky versus Bianca Belair. Again, hard match to choose.
Yeah, I don't know if they take the title off of Io yet or not. I don't know. I'm going to go with Io, but...
So. I'm going to go with Bianca. I just got a feeling.
I think if Bianca does win, it'll be by disqualification, but...
Possibly. And Bo, I agree with you. He wins. I bet he... Priest loses. I don't know how long he stays in Judgment Day. Agreed. He wins. I bet he tries to cash in, and he loses. I hate that. Freaking hate that.
Here tonight in our main event of Halloween Havoc.
Ooh, here we go. Drew beats Seth, and as they're like in the end of the match and stuff like that, barely he's got a hold of the title and stuff like that. Priest cashes in.
Well, they did that with the women's one, though. I don't know if they want to repeat that.
The following contest scheduled for one
we'll see.
is for the end.
Also, that's a heel cashing in on Drew. That hurts his heel turn.
Introducing first the challenger, Carmelo.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Right back up, drops the challenger. And when you take a look at Carmelo Hayes, Book, you start thinking of those matches What can Hayes take from the last match at No Mercy?
No, like I say, hindsight should be 2020. You should know exactly what you're going to deal with. But right now, I don't
I agree, Bo, but I think that Imperium's getting ready to break up. I don't think it's stupid. I think it's time to get Gunther on his own. And I think that you can also have a face turn from Gunther in a kind of way. But when Ilya does come up, we're going to get Gunther versus Ilya.
He's going to apply pressure, Vic. Like I said, he's not going to move back. He's going to see if he can break your wheel almost. Whoa!
Both superstars down. Don't miss a second of the action. The NXT title's on the line. Main event of Halloween Havoc.
This is the last commercials.
Well, they're actually scheduled, instead of 10:08, they're scheduled to 10:15, which they went to 10:15 last week. So there might be one more commercial like this. It'll be picture in picture, but there might be one more.
Ooh.
Now you know that there's going to be escalation in this match because they've already had two, like they said, basically instant classics. So I'm curious how they're going to escalate it.
Do you think this leads to what are they called? One of the NXT PLEs? A match?
Maybe, but I mean, this is the trilogy. This is the rubber match. So I think coming out of this, Carmella will go into possibly the feud with Trick or something before getting his call up. All right, while it's on commercial, I'm going to go pee real quick. Be right back.
10-4. I can see the triple threat. Have Trick come in. I'm just hoping the storyline isn't that Carmelo did it to Trick. I'm really hoping that's not it. You know, out of all the brands, NXT is good about remembering the past. Even a heel, face, it doesn't matter. You know, you have a past. And Trick and Carmelo have been tight for a very, very long time.
Has right now going into this matchup.
Dragunov again, as we've seen in the past. An unbreakable will. Looking for another one. Hayes trying to block. Oh, wait a minute. Connecting right under the jaw. That's one way to break the grip of Ilya Dragunov. And he was looking for that DDT. He certainly did. And now Dragunov making him pay.
Is it just me or they seem a little off?
That's all it'll take for Ilya Dragunov to run right through you.
You said it, Vic. You make a mistake with Ilya Dragunov, you're going to pay for it every time.
I mean, mistakes happen. Everything else has been pretty good.
Shoulders down, center of the ring. Wow. Just able to kick out. Feel the impact of Carmelo Hayes. Bam! And not enough to stop the will tonight for the
Yeah.
challenger.
So
Championship main event tonight. Pair of
I was
titles
talking
will be
about
on the line Saturday in
the
Riyadh.
match
Pair
after
of
this, but
former
it
NXT
said that
champions Rollins
possibly
and McIntyre
a
will
triple
compete
threat,
for the
adding
World Heavyweight
Trick Williams
title,
to
and
it,
this match
and I was saying
just
how
made
I just
official
I
for
really,
next
really,
week.
really, really,
Braun
really hope
Breaker,
it's
Von
not
Wagner,
Carmelo
Braun got what he
Hayes that
wanted.
did the
The match
beatdown.
has been made.
You know, because out of all the brands, NXT remembers the past. You know, yes, it's a heel past and stuff like that, but there's a big past with Trick and Carmelo and being like basically brothers. You know.
Yeah, but that's why, to me, it makes sense to have Carmelo be the one to turn on him.
This could be the scariest we've seen from Ilya Dragunov, and I don't know if Carmelo Hayes.
Honestly, if anybody else did it, it almost doesn't make sense.
Vicious clothesline, and now followed up by a pair of devastating knee strikes from the champion.
Because like Dijak or Baron Corbin, who didn't win the match and get this title shot, so the attack on Trick Williams did nothing for them. When in fact, Trick being in the match might have actually got them a better chance of winning.
For the title, and Dragunov this time just getting that shoulder up.
I think the only one that makes sense is
you see the speed of Carmelo Hayes going around and bang.
And yes, they're brothers. They basically were brothers and they've been together, but so were Shawn Michaels and Triple H. So were Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty. So was every other person that turned on their partner. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano in NXT.
Speaking of which, glad to see DIY come back together.
Yeah, but I would say that the relationship between Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa was closer than Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes.
I can see that, yeah.
So, and they've been teasing them turning on each other and jealousy and how Trick Williams is more over now and somebody with an ego like Carmelo, that would get to him. I think it only makes sense to have Trick be the winner.
Dragunov all the way to the floor again. Hayes knows all too well. Can't win the championship by a count out. He's got to drag.
I know it would go against the stereotype in wrestling, but at the same time, sometimes stereotypes exist for a reason. You don't want to forsake good storytelling to try to get out of a stereotype. And there's no story there other than Mello and Trick.
Carmelo Hayes may have just turned the complexion of
unless somebody can pitch me something that would make a better story. Show me somebody that attacked him that would make a good story. But until I see that, to me, it's got to be Mello.
Legitimately, I can't think of anybody. Unless they want to do something stupid, just bring somebody out of the blue.
Exactly. Don't forget, you've got Triple H or HBK booking this.
Mm-hmm.
Been a part of two of the greatest buddy turns on both sides of it. He turned on Marty Jannetty, Triple H turned on him. Like his return and then subsequently Triple H turning on him was one of the biggest moments in wrestling history. Obviously, to me, as I've stated before, I think that the barbershop moment is the greatest heel turn on a partner in wrestling history.
But maybe Dragunov did just that. A spark of energy for Dragunov, the champion now, hoisting up, picking, and looking to plant the challenger into the cover. Titles on the
It's funny, me and you got a chance to watch the matches prior to that heel turn live when they were first broadcast. You know.
Enrolled and helped the challenger out.
Perhaps, but this is that time when Dragunov normally digs a little bit deeper than his opponent. Can Carmelo Hayes dig to pull it out tonight?
Bo, are you part of our Discord?
Feeling that rage. Remembering every step of the journey to get to the main event. Every step of the journey to win the NXT championship. But Carmelo Hayes doing the same thing here tonight. H-bomb!
I think the Discord link in Twitch is wrong, even though I fixed it. Why is it?
Has been taken out of both these superstars in this main event.
Didn't get all of them, but
Sorry
Melo
about
is the worst
that.
for wear right now after that shot right there. Whoa, big shot.
No, it works. Okay.
Right back in. And again, these two have had two
Good.
instant classics. They know each other so well. It really has been the summer of Hayes and Dragunov, who are here tonight at Halloween Havoc.
Yeah, I don't know why
Hayes able to counter
it looks
once,
different, but whatever.
counter twice. Hayes to the body, looking to counter too much.
Good to know. Thank you.
Couldn't hoist Dragunov. Dragunov looking for a submission.
Oh, beautiful slip right there.
Oh! Good God. Just a straight slap to the back of the head.
Special doesn't connect again, but I don't know where Carmelo Hayes is getting this from. Did you feel that impact from that chop to the back of the neck?
They say in a fight, it's all about the training. It's all about how much time you put in leading up to this matchup. Carmelo obviously has put in the time for this one tonight.
Dragunov hit Carmelo so hard, Hayes thought his name was Casanova. As now the NXT Universe rallying behind the challenger. Maybe they're trying to continue the fight, grow the fight inside the champion.
Blocks him right there. I don't know what he's going for right now.
Whatever it is, it's going to be devastating. Whatever it is, it's going to be painful. You got to be kidding me.
It's the hardest part of the ring.
There could be some internal bleeding. Caught the hardest part of the mat right there. My God.
I already said that, Booker.
You're a bit late, Book.
All that weight down on the spine, on the small of the back of Hayes.
No man leaves unscathed, Vic. That's the name of the game.
All about the NXT Championship, and you hear the official using his discretion in this moment. Booker, he said get out of the way.
Hey. Don't be so hard with the candy.
Dragunov. We haven't seen this side of Dragunov either, Booker. We talk about that unbridled rage in Dragunov.
Oh, he ripped out Booker T's headphones.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That move still.
Talk about the referee using his discretion. I have never seen Dragunov be this enraged. I've never seen Dragunov. I've never seen this look in the eyes with the battles with with the battles all summer. He is in a different zone in this moment. Booker, you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
You unscathed?
I'm back.
You ruined that suit?
Yes, I'm good.
There's a referee starting his count, and I give a lot of credit to our official here tonight. He does not want this to end in a disqualification, does not want this to end in a countout. He wants, just like the NXT Universe, which is on their feet.
That's discretion.
Yeah.
Great discretion.
He wants a winner.
Great discretion by the referee there. I give him a lot of credit, a lot of props for keeping this one.
Yeah, it was a very good spot.
It's a hell of a championship match at Halloween Havoc Night 2.
Dragunov right back in. Challenger Booker can't even stand in this moment. And sometimes we talk about the officials, they have to save a superstar from themselves. But there's nothing that's going to save Hayes.
We talk about these deep waters. We talking about taking them in those deep waters, drawing them in and drowning. But
Oh, he was ready for it.
Trying to overpower Hayes. Hayes right now trying to wiggle himself free. Dragunov hoisting up the challenger. Champion now looking to drop Hayes. Looking to long dart him, gets countered. Hayes fighting. Chance. Got him. But somehow, again on his feet. Cover. Throws it out. Book.
That's it.
It is not.
You gotta be kidding me.
Wow.
No way.
NXT Universe on their feet. Dragunov now perched up high one more time. Champion.
Go for that shot, Vic. He's going to go for that shot.
Looking for that exclamation point off the top. Got caught. Got dropped. This is Hayes' moment.
He's going to do it.
Trying to get back to his feet. Hayes starting to climb. Hayes.
What?
Trick is back. Hayes looks like he's seen a ghost. We gotta remember though, Booker, a championship matchup still going on. It's the main event of Halloween Havoc. The champion now. That door open, looking to slam it shut. Floating over off the superplex. Hayes is rocked.
He's in that position.
Torpedo Moscow.
Yep, and he knows it was Mello.
Dragunov retains.
Here is your winner, and still the NXT champion, Ilya Dragunov.
Wherever you are, get on your feet and show love and appreciation for what these two men just put their bodies through to become and to be called the NXT champion. I take nothing away from Carmelo Hayes, but the symphony continues to play for Ilya Dragunov. I mean, Booker, what a match. Another
That was a huge spot.
Yeah, it was.
two, as the referee would allow this matchup to continue. Carmelo Hayes looked that maybe he had it, but no. Ilya Dragunov, like a rubber band, would snap right back into action. And it was another near fall, after another near fall, after another near fall. And it was counter for counter between these two who know each other so damn well. And here, Carmelo, we all thought had him until Trick Williams reemerged. And as I mentioned in that moment, Carmelo Hayes lost focus. And that allowed Ilya Dragunov to refocus his strength, his will, his passion onto the challenger. Bam! That torpedo Moscow would help Dragunov retain his NXT title here at Halloween Havoc. Dragunov still the czar of NXT. But Booker, right now, is Trick Williams looking at his friend or looking at the man that attacked him?
Look, man, the whole time you was talking, doing your diatribe, I'm looking at the eyes of this with the disappointment in the eyes of Trick Williams.
Whoa,
Come on,
look,
this
hold
is
on.
business.
Wait,
It's
something's
about to
going
go
on.
down.
Something just happened. What happened?
I told you. Keep your head on a swivel.
Not sure how I feel about that ending.
Well, it leaves the door open. Is like, was Trick out there for him, or was Trick pissed at him? He looked pissed, but he didn't attack him. He helped him up.
Yeah.
And then we don't see what happens
Then it
afterwards. Sets up Baron Corbin
Plus it sets up-
versus Ilya. So
It should be a good, good set of matches.
yeah. That was a really good night two of Halloween Havoc. As always, I love NXT. They do such great work. They're
really
killing
do.
it out there. Looking forward to next week. Should have a lot of fun matches out of that. On that note, thank everybody so much for tuning in and being with us on the stream. As always, if you're on Twitch, hit that follow button, subscribe if you're feeling generous, or use your Amazon Prime subscription. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit the notification bell. And if you are on TikTok, please follow my account there. That way you know every time I go live. So, yeah. It does feel like that, Bo, for sure. But yeah, it was a good episode of NXT. Great way to cap off Halloween Havoc. Wonderful matches. So that's going to do it for us today. Thank everybody for tuning in, and we will see you guys tomorrow for the Geeky Kitchen. Peace.